Hi everyone, welcome back to Monthly Matter. If you're new here, make sure to like, make sure to subscribe. Let's get right into this. No, Let's Play is not illegal or whatever clickbait title I ended up using. It's not illegal, but I figured some things in it may be unlawful. So I thought, why not just try putting my hands on that? Let me try diving in. Let me see what it's all about. Um, Might as well put this law degree that I'm working towards into good use. You know what I mean? But fair warning, I am a law student. Doesn't mean I'm a very good one. So take what I say with a pinch of salt. Take what I say with a pinch of salt. Yeah. Also, this is UK law, by the way. I know the characters are based in America. I know most of my audience is based in America, I'm pretty sure. But yeah, this is UK law, so I'm going by UK law. So if I'm wrong, it's probably because you're thinking of American law. Or I might just be wrong. I might just be wrong in like both counts. So okay, yeah. So let's start. Trigger warning. Let me just put a little trigger warning here. Two of these cases dip into like assault and battery. The battery one is fairly innocent. It's just like someone throwing something at someone else. But the assault one may be a little bit more like upsetting. So yeah, this is the trigger warning. I'm going to put that one. That's the third case. I'm only doing three cases. That's the third case. I'm going to put it for the last one. So you definitely know when it's coming up. You can dip out of that. I'll put a warning before that one as well. But yeah. Okay, so the first case that we're going to start with is Sam v. Marshall, or Sam and Marshall. I'm going to try and keep this in like 15 minutes. Sam and Marshall. And what we're going to be talking about here is private nuisance. So private nuisance is any unlawful interference with like a person's use or enjoyment of like their land or some rights over it. So this includes things like physical damage to the land, which is like factory pollution that's like killing your plants, or like encroachments by like tree roots or like overhanging branches, or like the third one is like reduced like use or enjoyment or interference with like amenity interest. So yeah, so this is what we're going to be focusing on. That last one, reduced like enjoyment of your land. So which brings us to episode 5. Marshall playing his video games really loud, as well as like YouTubing. Just like he's streaming. I don't know what the right word is for that for. But yeah, so he's playing video games really loud. So what's the issue here? We have to look at this in like Iraq, which is issue, rule, application, and conclusion. So the issue here, is there a problem? Is this private nuisance? The rule is that Sam could have used Andre v. Selfridge, or Andre and Selfridge, 1983, where the plaintiff sued the defendant for nuisance arising out of dust and noise. One of the factors that's taken into account and is always considered in cases like this. There's some cases that's like sometimes considered, or yeah, sometimes considered, but this one is always considered, is the intensity of the nuisance. So this includes like the frequency, how loud it is, the duration, the timing. So the application into this case is Marshall recording his new video games during all hours of the night. I think it was like 3 a.m. Sam was still awake. She was still awake. She was like, what's going on? Why am I still hearing this boy's voice? It was very loud. For her to be able to hear it from like his apartment into like her apartment, it was quite sufficiently loud. Like it was loud. He was being very animated. He was using his YouTube voice. Um, so yeah, it was very loud. Like that would constitute a nuisance. So in conclusion, yeah, she would probably win this case. It would probably grant her like an injunction or something, which is like telling the other person to like stop, essentially. Although I think an injunction can be like to stop and to do something, but like in this case, it would be like an injunction for him to be like, hey, stop. Can you stop that? So yeah, I think that's what's going to happen. They'll probably tell him like to prevent whatever activities are mounting to the nuisance. So yeah, that would be that for that case. I'll probably put pictures and proof. I already noted down what thing is going on there. So yeah, so that's one. The next one is Marshall against Sam. Also by the way, I think in turn, just because I used that example, in turn, Marshall could also have said, hey, yeah, you two, you're making noise. You know that time when Sam was watching things Yeah, and they could hear it from their room, from their apartment. Monica and Marshall could hear it all the way from their apartment as well. Yeah. So I think in turn you could probably do that as well. But anyway, this is for Marshall against Sam. This is the one that I noted down. So this one is battery. So battery is the intentional application of unlawful force to another person. So we need to break that down. This brings us to episode 23 of Let's Play. Sam hitting Marshall in the head with like a parcel envelope type thing filled with like the money. So that's what this is battery. So the issue here is this battery. So we have to break down that definition of battery that I said. So battery, the rule here is the intentional application of unlawful force. Okay, so it can be with like hostile intent with like Wilson and Pringle. Battery does not fall within the category of what is generally accepted in ordinary life. So like battery is unlawful touching. So it can be any sort of touching. It can be someone touching your clothes. It can be someone doing like, but like the truth of the matter is that it can't really fall within what's ordinary, life setting. You know what I mean? And this was proved in like Collins and Wilcock. So it has to be direct and immediate force. So unlawful touching is direct and immediate result of the defendant's actions, as put in DPP VK. I think that was the schoolboy case in which like the boy put like sulfuric acid or something like that up like a tap. I might just be talking out of my ass right now, and I'm maybe completely wrong, but I'm pretty sure that's what he put like sulfuric acid in like a hand dryer, and then someone came in later on and then turned it on, and then it affected them. So yeah, so that's what happened there. So in application, Sam threw something at him that constitutes as battery. It hit him. That is not normal everyday like touching acceptable in normal life. You don't just throw something at someone. That's not acceptable in normal life. So yeah, this would be battery. This would definitely battery. The unlawful touching is a direct result of Sam throwing the parcel envelope thingy. She threw it from Apple Pictures, but she threw it from like her balcony to his balcony. Which, by the way, there was like some things you could definitely would have picked up there. There was probably like potential trespass because this babe was about to like cross from her balcony to his balcony, so that was probably like trespass of land. Um, Also there was like I said, assault is when oh, I haven't got to assault yet. I'll come back to that point. I'll come back to that point. But yeah, so yeah, this will probably be battery. And in conclusion, yeah, Marshall will probably win this. She did throw something at him. I can't think of a defense Sam would use. A common one is self-defense, but that wouldn't work because what? Self-defense against what? He wasn't, yeah. So, yeah. The next one, this is the last one. Like I said, trigger warning for this. This is the assault case. If you've read Let's Play, it may be upsetting to you, but this is the one between Eve, Ava and Charles. This is the fencing match one. I think it's already like turning gears right now, being like, oh, okay, episode 60. So if you're already like, I don't wanna listen to this, so yeah, you can back out right now. But yeah, it's like I didn't say it in the beginning, but yeah, this is a webtoon, like a comedy romance sort of like webtoon comic. So nothing's really that serious, but at the same time, it's serious. There's some things that play for comedy effects, like the private nuisance one. That was comedic effects. The the battery one with Sam, that was comedic effects. This one I didn't find it funny because it wasn't funny. But yeah, so this one, if this is not your what you'd like to listen to, maybe like step away now. So yeah, Ava and Charles. So this is assault. So the tort of assault is committed when the defendant's actions cause the claimant to like reasonably apprehend the direct infliction of immediate or unlawful force to a person. So the issue here is this assault. So the rule, Ava can actually like rely on RV St. George, in which the defendant pointed a gun that wasn't loaded at the victim. It doesn't matter that the gun wasn't loaded. It was the fact that the victim like apprehended force or harm to themselves. So it doesn't, even if harm wasn't actually going to happen to them, the fact that they feared harm That was the problem, and that constituted like assault. You know what I mean? So the application of this is to determine actionable assault, the defendants intended that the claimants would apprehend the application of unlawful force. And I mean, Charles drawing Ava in under the false pretense of intimacy, under the false guise of intimacy, only to turn unexpectedly rough by like grabbing her head by like the chin and like turning it really roughly. I would think that he intended for her to like fear unlawful force. I would think so. I would think so. I definitely think so. Not only that, he called her a bitch. He was like, I highly recommend you learn the difference between being a confident woman and being a bitch. Um, RV Island states that words can constitute assault. There's no reason why something said should be incapable of causing apprehension of immediate personal force. So yeah, words can constitute assault. And the way he said, "Oh, I highly recommend you learn the difference between a confident woman and being a bitch." Why he was. You guys know I don't like Charles. Well, if you've been on my channel for a while, you know I don't like Charles. So I have a video up on Charles. But yeah. So the next thing is that the claimant has to reasonably apprehend the immediate or direct application of a lawful force as per Stephen Myers. So Ava turns really red. Just to like apply that, she turns really red. She's trembling. In my opinion, it's a very scary situation. We don't really see her side of things. We see Charles's side of things. I guess it's supposed to be like a personal own. It's supposed to be like a roast and everything. I guess he thinks he's in the right. He only apologized for being a bitch. So in his mind, I don't think he did anything wrong. But I would find that a very scary situation. Just saying, Ava's really like short. This man is tall. It's just a very scary situation. It's just a very scary situation. So yeah, she turns really red. It's a very scary situation. It's outside. It was fencing. It's outside the usual intimate like things. And yeah, so the conclusion, Ava would probably win this case. There are certain defenses, but I don't think Charles would be able to rely on any. The three ones are necessity, self-defense, and consent. I don't think he could use any. He would probably argue consent, but there was like literally no consent given for him to like do any of that at that specific time. You know what I mean? So yeah, I don't think that would be a good defense for him. So yeah, that's it. There's obviously more that goes into these things, especially assault and battery, because they do dip into like criminal law. So there's things like actus reus, mens rea, and all that stuff. That would probably be important in like a regular essay, but like no, I'm not doing that for here because this is an essay. This is an essay. I'm not doing all of that here. But yeah, like I said, take what you want. Take what I said with a grain of salt. A whole bag of salt. I'm trying. I'm trying for though. I'm trying for this. I'm trying. I'm trying here. But yeah, so this will be the first of my let's play like return to it. I'm pretty much finished with season two. I have like what, three more chapters, four more chapters. So I'm nearly done with that. A review will be up on it. I know it's going to be long, so it's probably going to be split into my likes and dislikes, and even my dislike section may have to be split. I'm not even sure how that's going to go. So that's one thing. I also would want to do like a ranking character list as well, and I would also want to do a Charles video as well, like a Charles part 2 video. Spoiler alert, I still don't like him, so yeah. And look at that, that is 14 minutes 30 seconds around the dot. Tell me I'm not great. Tell me I'm not great. And I'll probably still edit it down even more. So yeah, that's it for this video. Make sure to like, make sure to subscribe. Tell me if you like this video. And yeah, I may do more on other, like maybe even more in this like thing, because Lord knows there's probably more issues there, or even in another like webtoon. So yeah, bye. Oh, yeah, I forgot to say that thing that I was talking about before. I said let me, you know, when I was like, let me not say it right now. I'm sure you guys were on the edge of your seats waiting for what Titi was going to say. But yeah, that first case of trespass, Marsha could also have a case against like assault. as well. No, 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 not for case of trespass. First case of battery, Marshall and Sam. There could also be assault there as well because she threw the thing and he saw the thing coming at him. So that would also lead him to like fear or apprehend like reasonable force. Assault and battery sometimes go together. They don't have to, but like they sometimes go together. But yeah, it could not have happened. Like if he had his back turned and she threw the thing, there would be no assault because he would not have seen it, and so he would like have no case to, like fear any force. But because she saw it, he saw it, and she was throwing things right at him. He saw her doing it. That would also be assault. So yeah, that's what I wanted to say. Okay.